Now, for the concepts I'll be using to share with you how to come up with your messaging strategy, I picked this from Donald Miller's book, author of the Brand Story Guide. The Brand Story Guide. It's one of my favorite books about messaging. It was so exciting and interesting when I read it. And initially, I thought I was the only one that saw so much value in this book until I found out that Kijabi, in case, and I'm aware. Okay, I'm aware most of you are probably hearing that word Kijabi for the first time, and that's very fine. You came to learn. All right, so I'm not talking to you, I'm not expecting to be professionals. That's why I say no, every question is fine, every question is important. Kijabi is how do I explain this? But well, Kijabi is a software, so we don't delve too much into what we are not supposed to delve into right now. Kijabi is a software. All right, so this company, this tech company, was gifting this book to, or should I say, gifted this book to some of the top performers, like top performers, people that were able to sell the most using its platform. They saw it as a book that had so much value. Right, this is a multi-million-dollar brand. You know, to help them improve their sales. So when I saw this, I already prepared the slides for this class before I even found that out. So when I saw it, I was like, wow, so I'm not the only one that actually saw so much in, like, that placed so much value in this book. Like, right, Donald Miller, author of the Brand Story Guide. It's actually a very interesting concept. So what's this, the Brand Story Guide? Before I finish telling him, he's not going to give me any accolades for, you know, blowing his trumpets like that, but that's fine. What he did actually, we are reaping. We are taking advantage of his method. It was a method he shared in his book, all right, about how to help you come up with messaging, and this method, some of, like I told you, it's actually subjective. All right, people can come up with their own concept. I told you, like, for example, I gave you Caleb's theory of having a successful campaign. Somebody could teach that same thing the same way, probably different words, but then you should be able to see, like, how the dots connect, an underlying principle, across the line. So what I introduce is not so much, it's not like so much new. All right, there is an underlying principle of how a successful messaging should be inside of his method, inside of his pattern or his strategy. But I still got to learn new concepts, new ideas, how will I put it, viewing things in a new perspective from his book. And that's why this book is part of your exercise materials, exercise files for this class. Reach out to your team lead. All right, reach out to your team lead, and so concerning that, you actually, so again, I just like giving people their accolades. So he actually shared the strategy from his book, and okay, maybe I just maybe would modify some things, to emphasize some things better and all that. And I was just trying to share that it may not be right. It may sound different or new to you in case you've been exposed to marketing before, but the goal is, the Brand Story Guide is a method that helps you craft your messaging using a storytelling concept. And I think that's what I loved about his book, is that the name already portrays, the Brand Story Guide, is that storytelling concept he was able to bring out from it. So instead of having to maybe rack your brain, trying to go through the regular stress to come up with messaging for your ads, it's just very simple. So now it's just like storytelling. Doesn't like to tell stories, doesn't like hearing stories. So it's not so much mental work involved. It's just very simple. So I'll be sharing that concept from his book. Maybe modify little things, but that's just it. So I'll be sharing that a strategy that would help you craft your messaging using a storytelling concept rather. So and again, I give accolades to Donald Miller, author of the Brand Story Guide, for the inspiration for that. So, but before I share this with you, let me tell you about how the brain works. All right, human brain works.